Okay, everyone, welcome. So in this lesson, we'll be looking at the Greek vowels. The Greek vowels. So let's dive right into our lessons. Our lesson. So the Greek vowels, right? As in English, the Greek letters may be divided into vowels and consonants. So we are used to that, right? V and C, vowels and consonants. Vowels are produced by exhaling air from the lungs. Greek has 7 vowels. We have alpha, epsilon, eta, iota, omicron, upsilon, and omega. So these are the 7 vowels. So let me go over them again. You have alpha, and you see it looks like A, right? And you have epsilon, E, and then we have a long A, which is eta, and then you have AEI, we know I, and then OU, and then we have a long O, which is omega, right? So those are the 7 vowels, while in English we are used to what? 5. 2 of these are always short. The epsilon and the omicron are always short vowels. 2 are always long. So the eta and the omega. So you could say short, you have the epsilon and the omicron. While long, you have the eta, and the omega. Right? So this is a simple classification. And 3 may be either long or short, which are alpha. So you could say L or short, right? What are those 3? You have the alpha, you have the iota, and you have the upsilon. They could morph, so to speak. It could be either long or short. Hence, the tone value of alpha, iota, and upsilon can be learned only by observing specific Greek words. So tone value, in this case, has to do with how you pronounce it, right? Whether you pronounce it long or short. So the tone value in this case is going to depend upon the word that you are pronouncing, how the particular consonant is functioning in that word. Sometimes 2 different vowel sounds are combined in one syllable. This combination is called a diphthong. Diphthong from diphthongos. Diphthongos, having 2 sounds. Greek has 7 common or proper diphthongs, 4 of which end in iota and 3 of which end in upsilon. So let's look at the diphthongs. All right, so let me just clear this out. All right, clear out some of my notes. All right, so let's look at these diphthongs. So we have AI. Notice whenever you have a diphthong, you really pronounce it like one vowel, right? So AI, you pronounce it like isle. So it's like the AI in isle. So what you're looking for really is one vowel sound. Okay? When it comes to diphthong, that's what you're really looking for. You're not looking for 2 sounds. So even though you have alpha iota, you don't say AI, you just say isle, right? Even though you have epsilon iota here, you don't say EI, you just say 8. So these 2 vowels come together to form one sound. Whenever 2 vowels combine to form one sound, we refer to that as a diphthong. Right? Then you have OI, oil, UI, hui, sweet. Then you have AU, forced. Then you have EU, feud. OU, soup. Right? Now let's look at the Greek word examples. So you have AI, ion. This is not aion, right? It's ion because it's a diphthong there. Then you have irony, which is the word for peace. Ion is the word for age. Then you have oikos. Oikos is the word for house. Then you have huios. Huios is the word for sun. Then you have autos. Autos is the word for self, from which we get automobile. And then eulogetos. Eulogetos is the word for blessed or blessed, from which we get eulogy. And then you have Uranus. Uranus is the word for heaven. Heaven. So these are going to be very important because these vowels will come up over and over and over again. And in the earlier stages, as you're learning Greek, it's important to just take your time and learn diphthongs, memorize the different types, memorize the vocabulary. Just take your time. Why? Because Greek builds upon itself. It's almost one of those cranes. Have you ever seen those cranes that persons use on skyscrapers where the crane helps to build its own self to go all the way up in the air? In like manner, that is how Greek works. So it's important not to rush past these early stages, but to lay a solid foundation from which to build. So let's continue. So we are right here. So it says, in some instances, the long vowel alpha, eta, and omega are combined with an I. When I say I mean iota. In this case, the iota is written beneath the vowel, as in, there you have the alpha with the iota, the eta with the iota, and the omega with the iota underneath. And it's called an iota subscript. An iota subscript whenever it is written below the alpha, the eta, and the omega. Since the iota is not pronounced, these combinations are often referred to as improper diphthongs. So the proper diphthongs are these up top up here. These are the proper ones. These are the ones you would pronounce, while these ones are unpronounced. Several words containing an iota subscript are found in the opening verses of John, which are used in the exercises to this lesson. So this is going to be section 11. So you have RK, there is the iota right there. Then you have auto, there is the iota right there. Then you have te, there's the iota right there. And then you have scotia, there is the iota right there. So the iota is going to be very common in John 1 and verse 1. In this case, it's under the eta. In this case, it's under the omega. And in this case, it's under the alpha, right? So these are going to be, all the diphthongs and pretty much the rules that govern the diphthongs that we're going to be introduced to in this course. So take your time, re-watch the video, and I'm going to do the pronunciations one more time. And it will be nice if you just, record yourself pronouncing it. And you could always send me a copy of the recording, right? Send me a copy via email or reach out to me. Yeah, best way is just to reach out to me via email, right? So just send me a copy of the recording if you're not in a live class. And if you don't book live sessions, then just send me a copy of your recording and then I will help you with the pronunciation. But I'm going to go over again the pronunciations, right? So the first one is AI, I. AI, I. Almost like I, right? These two together. I, I'll. Then you have EI, eight. EI, OI, oi, oil. UI, sweet, hui, sweet. AU, ow, fast. EU, feud, feud. OU, oop, soup. So remember, a diphthong, essentially, two vowels coming together to form one sound. Two vowels combined, but when you pronounce them, you're really pronouncing one sound. All right? May God bless you, and we'll move on. Thank you.